Well, happy Monday evening, basketball fans. It's time for another episode of Muddy Night Hoops, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Shuckman. We are in downtown Quincy in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio, getting ready for another fun-filled show after a fun-filled weekend of basketball. And we had a lot of basketball going on right here in the Gym City and throughout our area. We had the wrap-up of the final tournament, in-season tournament on the Missouri side. Seems like there's a tournament every week in Missouri, but I think we're done with it. I think now it's just conference play till the end of the season, with the finals of the Tony Lenzini tournament in Palmyra taking place last Saturday, and we'll talk more about that as we delve into it. We also have the Quincy Shootout wrap-up, the 7th Quincy Shootout. Tremendous success. 17 games played over 2 days right here in the Gym City. 4 games each Friday night at Blue Devil Gym in the Pit, and then 9 games on Saturday at Blue Devil Gym. I was there for all 13 games that took place at Blue Devil Gym. You can check all that out on our website at muddyriversports.com. We are going to break more of that down here. Once we get into the show, Andy Douglas, Quincy High School boys basketball coach, will join us on the Hess Auto Hotline, as will Brian Shoemaker of Central Illinois Sports. Central Illinois Sports, fantastic job bringing a live stream of every single game of the event to the fans out there. So fantastic job of that. We've got a lot going on. We've got a big week ahead, some big-time games coming up, including a barn burner of a game scheduled for Tuesday night. So that'll be a lot of fun. And then the weekend is loaded as well with some really key matchups. So a lot to get to. We are going to kick it off at 8 o'clock like usual, 8 o'clock on Monday nights. So stick around. We'll be back in 10 minutes to get the show rolling. It's time for Muddy Night Hoops, powered by Farm and Home Supply. Happy Monday, Hoops fans. It is time for Muddy Night Hoops, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Shuckman, and thank you for spending some time with us on this Monday evening. We have our technical difficulties fixed. Last week, apparently you weren't able to hear me at all. We had some microphone difficulties. We've got that fixed. Sorry about that. We try to make sure we take care of our mistakes, and we do apologize for that. Hopefully, we have no gremlins join us on this week's show. How about we go with that route? Because we got a lot to talk about. We got a fun week ahead. Some really big games on tap on both the boys and girls sides of things. We've got wrap-ups of tournaments in Missouri from last weekend. And we've got the Quincy Shootout to talk about, the 7th Quincy Shootout that took place over the weekend here in Quincy at Blue Devil Gym and at the Pit. 17 games over 2 days right here in the Gym City. And my goodness, was it fun. And fantastic basketball. Great camaraderie. A lot of people packing the gym. I mean, Blue Devil Gym was as packed as I've seen it in a long time, and it got loud. It was so much fun to be in that atmosphere and in that environment all weekend. And the really cool thing for me, there were several things. And we're gonna talk more about the shootout as the night goes on. Andy Douglas is gonna join us on the Hess Auto Hotline for the McCleary Law Quincy High update. Brian Shoemaker of Central Illinois Sports, they were the official live stream broadcast team for all of the shootout. He's going to join us again on the Hess Auto Hotline to break it down some more. But looking back at the weekend, 13 games over 2 days in Blue Devil Gym. I was there for all 13, and so were a lot of other people. So I'm not saying that like, oh my gosh, because a lot of people were dedicated to see this happen. A lot of people put a ton of work into seeing this Quincy Shootout take place, not just this year, but all 7 of the last 8 years as it's happened. Obviously, we had the COVID year, so we missed 1 year in there because of that. But there were several highlights, I thought, that weren't necessarily on the court. We saw some great dunks. We saw some three-point barrages. We saw some fantastic individual performances throughout the weekend. But when you get away from the court a little bit and you see some of the things going on in the stands and some of the things going on behind the scenes, that's when you know how special basketball is around here and how special this event is. For instance, Dick Ventura, longtime official scorekeeper, working the scorers table at Quincy High School. He's done it since the 1950s. He celebrated his 85th birthday on Saturday. And what did he do? He was the official clock operator for all 9 games. 85 years old. Told me he had a chance to go out to dinner. Had a dinner invitation, and as he put it, he goes, it was a pretty good one. And he turned it down so he could be at Blue Devil Gym to experience the Quincy Shootout from start to finish. What a really cool thing. And then to watch the area student athletes and coaches and teams show up. And I just off the top of my head, I saw kids from Central, kids and coaches from Camp Point Central, from Pittsfield, from West Hancock, from Quincy Notre Dame, from Illini West. And I know there's more that are going to pop in my head that I saw throughout the weekend or who stopped by and said hi. But that was really neat that they wanted to see what this atmosphere was like. They wanted to see the high-level basketball. And obviously they had some big games of their own. Each one of those teams, they played over the weekend, whether it's Friday or Saturday. They had to take care of their own business. But yet they made the trek to Blue Devil Gym for good reason, because it was a showcase of basketball. And then lastly, you had Illinois coach Brad Underwood come. He had, Shawnee Mission Northwest was one of the teams playing in it. Keaton Wagler, their 6'6" swingman, has signed with the Illini. So Illini coach Brad Underwood, his assistant Jeff Alexander, were both in attendance on Saturday. They wanted to see him. They wanted to see a couple of the other guys that they have scholarship offers out to. But then they mingled, which was really neat to see. They didn't just kind of sneak in. Okay, we need a seat over here. We're going to watch our guys and we're going to sneak out. We don't want to be seen. No, they sat them right near midcourt in a reserve section behind the scores table. But the cool thing Underwood did is he made sure he took time to sign autographs, to have his picture taken with kids. And you saw an outpouring on social media for that, for just how gracious he was. And he couldn't stay the whole day, couldn't stay a whole long, because they had to prepare for a game. So it was like, come in, they flew in, they watched what they needed to see, they met with who they needed to meet with, and they flew out to get ready for their own game. But the fact that Brad Underwood took that time and then gave some of his own time to the Quincy fans was really special. And again, it's up and down the line. There were a lot of other college coaches there, a lot of assistant coaches that we saw some friendly faces. Justin Anderson, former QU guy, now an assistant at Lindenwood. He was in the house. And we can go up and down the line. The crowd was fantastic. The basketball was fantastic. The atmosphere was fantastic. And you had so many of these teams from all over the country either want to come back or talk about, when they go down the road and meet up with these other academy teams or these other EYBL teams. They'll always tell them Quincy's a place to go. Quincy's a good place to go. We heard that over and over again. So kudos to Eric Stratman, the event director, the guy who puts all these contracts together, gets all these teams to come here. I know he hates the limelight, he hates the spotlight, but he deserves the spotlight. He deserves some of this credit for all the work he does. And Strat, golf clap. Well done. Well done. Great job. Quincy Shootout was fantastic. And again, we're going to break down more of that, but we got a ton to talk about tonight. Like I said, we got a big game coming up on Tuesday night. Keokuk versus West Hancock. You're talking two big boys going head to head in the middle of that game, so we'll talk more about that. We got Quincy High on the road this week, taking on Chaminade in a shootout over in Bloomington Normal. The Quincy Notre Dame boys have a 3-game week. Alex Dance, senior point guard, is going to join us here in studio. So a ton to get to. And again, we'll get to it all, but we're going to break down the Highland tournament because we got a special guest joining us later in the hour. Addie Abel, Highland standout guard who had a phenomenal week at the Tony Lenzini tournament. She's going to join us to talk about their girls basketball championship at the Tony Lenzini tournament. So again, plenty to get to. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to break it down with Andy Douglas, talk about the Quincy High School boys and the Quincy Shootout. So stick around. This is Monday Night Hoops, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
About sick of winter, are you? That's the bad news. I don't think the winter's going to end anytime soon. The good news is we have a winter sale, so anything you might be looking for winter is on sale right now at your local Farm and Home Supply, including 30% off all Burn outerwear and Noble Outfitters outerwear. And the bird's always hungry. You got a 40-pound bag of black oil sunflower seed for $16.99, or buy more, save more with our suet cakes, 5 for under $5. And keep your handsies and toesies warm. We got 25% off all of our casual shoes or Kinko winter gloves.
Find all these deals and more right now at farmandhomesupply.com.
Grab me one too.
So what separates us most from all the other dealerships is the Toyota brand itself.
Once they buy a Toyota, they never buy anything else. Number one vehicle on the market, the best sedan on the market, some of the best reliable trucks on the market. And our main goal here is to try and get our customers the best payment possible.
We know the process and we pass that along to you.
We're simply looking to buy vehicles off the street.
And we want all makes and models of vehicles.
And you don't even have to buy anything in return. We'll just simply purchase it from you.
We can purchase a vehicle in 10 or 15 minutes or less.
Red 25.
You're going down.
It's a hut.
Life's better when you're under our roof.
I'm open.
Go deep.
Because you'll feel totally protected.
We're number one. Yeah.
Also, your family can pursue their dreams. Bundle life and save up to 25% on home and auto. American Family Insurance.
Hi, I'm Rory O'Donnell with the O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home. As a Quincy University alum, I understand the impact a local business has on area athletics. That is why the O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home takes pride in supporting local athletic teams. We want to wish all of our area teams the best of luck this season. The O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home of Quincy, supporting local athletics for 5 generations.
Kitchen and Bath Gallery of Quincy. Trained craftsmen and expert contractors with friendly professional service. Our design team helps with every step of the process, guiding you from a vision to reality with uncompromised service. Trust your home to the local experts. Get a free quote today. From concept to creation, Kitchen and Bath create remarkable spaces and innovative builds. Kitchen and Bath Gallery, your home reimagined.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Hoops, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Shuckman, heading to the Hess Auto Hotline to break it down with Quincy High School boys basketball coach Andy Douglas after a long and fun, for most parts, weekend. Right, Coach?
You nailed it right there.
It
Long and fun.
long and fun. We did have a good time at Blue Devil Gym this weekend for the 7th Quincy Shootout. Could have been a touch better if the outcome would have been a little better on Saturday night, right?
Yeah, it would have been. I thought everything was great, from the teams that we had in to, the shootout running, as smooth as possible. Quality games. Just fell a little short in our last one.
Yeah, I thought from start to finish, from game 1 on Friday through game 9 on Saturday, 13 total at Blue Devil Gym. We saw some really good basketball. We had some great crowds. Kudos to everybody who helped get this on. Event director Eric Stratman, Chris Klingel, the AD, and then all the staff. Yeah, I can't go on and on. There's too many names to mention, but
I tried to mention them all on the social media post, and every time I thought I had it complete, there was somebody else to add. But it takes a lot to pull off an event like this, and to everybody that helped in one way, shape, or form, from running concessions to cleanup crew after the game, setup crew the next day. I mean, give everybody a lot of credit. Things like this don't happen with just a couple people.
Well, one of the cool things was somebody sent me a message on social media. They were eating at 8 Open over the weekend, and one of the teams was at 8 Open at that same time, and so they were just listening to the team chatter, and they were talking about how great this event was, the team was, and talking about how cool this experience was, and kids were like, they'd never heard of Quincy before, but man, what a show they put on, and so it was really neat to see one of those teams from far away go, this is really cool.
No, it's awesome, man. Every year, we get a chance to have teams in after our practice on Thursday. So we had, I think, 5 or 6 teams come in, to practice that night. So I'm around that, opening up the facility. They're changing locker room, using bathroom, whatever. But you get to hear all of the chatter around that. Coaches even that are coaching, making hundreds of $1,000s coaching teams, and they're walking in like, make this make sense. This is unbelievable. You guys filled this up. I mean, there's 3,000 plus people every time you guys play, and it's like, yeah, there is. Quincy's a special place, and we were blessed to be able to, show other people, what Quincy's all about.
Well, and not only that, but your guys were able to play 2 games. Obviously a Western Big Six Conference game on Friday night, but then you played Bishop O'Connell out of Arlington, Virginia on Saturday. And your guys, I know they took it on the chin in the win-loss column on Saturday night, but your guys played hard. They executed. They showed why they're one of the top teams in the state.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I think that was something that we challenged them with, and something that we will continue to challenge them with. You're going to face teams that maybe aren't this good, but you're going to face teams that are as strong, as quick, that execute as well at some point, down the stretch of the season. While they are, an extremely tough team, we had to come out and show that we're just as tough, if not tougher. And I thought our guys did that, man. I was really, really proud of them, especially after going back and watching film. I was really proud of the effort that they put out. Obviously, you walk away from the game with a loss, and there's things that we could have done better, and there's no reason why we shouldn't have won that game. But they did some things well. They did some things that we need to work on. But all in all, games like this, Coach Brown mentioned it after the game. Every game's a journey.
Yep.
And as long as you can learn from games like this, middle of the season, it's going to help you in the long run.
Well, I love the way they talked about the game afterward. And it wasn't, oh my God, we lost, first home loss in forever, or it's our second loss of the season, or,
Right.
It was, okay, we lost. Here's why we lost. And here's how we're going to make sure that doesn't happen again. This was minutes after the game, and they're already thinking ahead, okay, what can we do better so this doesn't happen again?
Yeah, I love this group for a lot of reasons, and that's one of them. They are able to see big picture. It was never our goal to go undefeated.
Right.
It's our goal to do anything and everything we can to make sure we're improving every day. And if we do that, in practices, you're going to give yourself an opportunity to go undefeated. But unfortunately, that past week, we did not. It was something that, I thought we were a little high on ourselves after coming off a Moline Rocky win week. And, we were kind of overlooked our opponent on Friday night, which kind of led to us not being all there, connected, ready to go Saturday night. And that's something that this group learned. Today's practice was knockdown, drag out. It was one of the most competitive practices we've had in a very long time. So this team responded in a big way, and I wouldn't expect anything less. Man, they know what it takes to win. They know how to push each other to get better, and that was all day today in practice.
We're talking with Quincy High School coach Andy Douglas on the Hess Auto Hotline. One of the fun things for me, and I wrote about it, you and I talked about it on Friday night. We saw Bradley Longcore III break the career 3-point record. And like you've done with other records this year, you made sure to celebrate it in the moment, but it was all of your guys celebrating it with him. It wasn't just him there alone. The way these guys support each other, the way they root for each other in these record chases, even though I know the individual stuff isn't as important as the team, that camaraderie is just really special.
No, it really is, and it's genuine. They're not making that up. They truly do love each other. They're there for each other. They're a group that'll get on each other, make fun of each other. But when it comes down to it, man, accomplishments like that, individual stuff, they're all on board with it, and I think that's a special thing about this group. It's, Brad, you watch Brad and he's averaging 18 points a game, but, a night where he has 2 points or a night where he has 6 points or 8 points, he's still able to get other people involved, and he's genuinely happy for those other people. And I think that bleeds on to the rest of the team. Cameron Wires has been like that the entire season. He'll tell you, I don't need to score to have a great game and for us to win games. They are a team that gives up the meat of the week.
You made mention of Cameron Wires, and I noticed this. I'm surprised I didn't notice it earlier, but I noticed it this weekend specifically. When you guys come out for your pregame warmups, and everybody you're going through layup line, and you're doing the things you guys normally do. You look down there, and he's doing defensive drills along the baseline, and it's like there's why he's such a good on-ball defender. He's not. It's like, okay, we can come out and get ready, whatever. No, he's down there getting ready to play defense.
Yeah, no, it's he's special, and our group is, you hear a lot about, coaches talk about player roles and how players, not only do they have to understand and know their role, they have to buy into that role. And, Cameron has done that. All of our guys have done that. They're Jarius, you look at Jarius off the bench, Milton off the bench, Rico off the bench, those guys, Trace Ruth at times off the bench. Those guys all have bought into the role. They're not going to try and do something that, is out of pocket or something that, is not in their strong point. They're going to do whatever it takes for the team to win. And Cameron has really bought into that on-ball defense. I don't know if he's having talks with Ralph. I'm a better on-ball defender than you were, or what, but he's really shown up on the defensive end all season long.
Well, as much fun as this group has been all this year, and as great as this weekend was, you get a glimpse of the future this week, a little more so, because your junior high teams start regional play. And I know
it's a big week.
It is a big week, and I know that's going to have you occupied with that as much as your own team. But how much fun is that as a coach, just to sit back at those junior high games and go, okay, let's see how they play. Let's see how they handle things, because they're going to be part of us soon.
No, it's great, man. I love watching our coaches. We have some great coaches at the junior high level, really every level going up. We're extremely lucky. I'm extremely lucky to have people in positions that they are, helping mold our guys for the next level, get them prepared for that next level. And, seventh grade, you mentioned it, are playing for a regional championship tonight. You got our eighth graders playing for first round of regionals Saturday at noon, both at Quincy Junior High. We have our freshmen playing Wednesday. I mean, it's a busy week of basketball, but it's special. This senior group knows what it's like to get prepared for a state run, and I know we got a couple groups, 7th and 8th grade, that are doing the same thing, getting their preparation prepared, getting ready for to finish off regionals, then move on and on and on in postseason play.
Well, I know you got a lot to get to this week, so I do appreciate you taking a couple minutes to chat with me, and I guess I'll see you at a gym sometime soon.
Yeah, you probably will. Hey, man, how was it seeing Illinois in the gym and not Mizzou?
It was all right. It was all right. You know where my heart lies and where my alma mater is, but you know where I'm also been born and raised.
Right. No, man, Illinois, great coaching staff, and Dennis Gates is an Illinois guy himself. Played against him in state finals for 13 seconds, but no, he's doing a heck of a job too.
But I will say this: it was really cool to see Coach Underwood and Coach Alexander in Blue Devil Gym. Very relaxed. They just hadn't enjoyed watching some high school basketball.
No, it wasn't. And both of them, people were like, "Oh, how come they didn't stick around?" Well, they had a game to prepare for themselves,
right?
But both of them have been, they've seen Blue Devil basketball at its finest. Underwood being a former Western Illinois coach, and Alexander obviously, following, in his dad's shadow here a little bit, but being from Lincoln, so they know what it's all about.
No, it was great. I thought the reception from Quincy people, seeing him there, wanting to get his autograph, wanting to get some pictures. But I also thought how gracious he was, Coach Underwood, that is, in those moments, was really cool as well.
No, it really was, man. He's special guy, special staff, and just an honor to have him here in Quincy.
Yep. Well, hey, man, enjoy your week. Get some wins. Get some rest when you can.
Yeah. That's the tough part. The winning, we'll get that.
Yeah. Well, hey, man, I appreciate everything, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, brother. Appreciate you.
That was Andy Douglas, Quincy High School boys basketball coach, joining us on the Hess Auto Hotline. Well, the Blue Devils have a 3-game week ahead of them as they go to Galesburg on Tuesday night, home Friday night for Sterling, and then Saturday go to the Midwest Crossroads Shootout at Normal West High School, where they will take on Chaminade. Chaminade was just here playing in the Quincy Shootout. Saw how good they are, how big they are with the White Twins and Ben Winker, the 6'10" center. Devils have their hands full this week, so should be a good week ahead. For Andy Douglas and the Blue Devils, appreciate him joining us for the McCleary Law Quincy High School update. Like I said, we're going to get to a break. When we come back, we're going to break down a little bit more about the Quincy Shootout with Brian Shoemaker of Central Illinois Sports. Stick around. This is Muddy Night Hoops, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
If you've been in a motor vehicle accident, contact McCleary Law.
There was nowhere to go. We were on a bridge.
All of a sudden, a guy started going over in our lane and hit us head on.
I couldn't even breathe. It was just unbelievable that it even happened.
We needed to get a hold of an attorney, and our first thoughts was to get a hold of Dan McCleary. Everything's pretty easy when you deal with Dan.
He got us way more than we expected to get.
We don't charge anything until we win your case. Call McCleary Law.
In the past, everyone came to you and you did business at your own kitchen table. This is Michael Libman, financial professional with the Prudential Insurance Company of America in Quincy. I still make house calls even with the internet and email. I feel it's important to really get to know you and your family's needs. Otherwise, how will I know what direction you need to take? Call me and I'll come sit with you at your kitchen table.
Michael Libman, financial professional. Call Michael today, 640-5446. He makes house calls.
When you're shopping at the grocery store, do you ever wonder where your beef comes from? Here at Jersey's, we do not. We know all of our beef comes directly from GJY Beef Company in Brown County. We know that these cattle are born and raised right here in our own backyard. So next time that you're looking for a juicy burger, ribeye sandwich, or mouth-watering steak, look no further than GJY Beef Company and Jersey's Bar and Grill, 109 East Jefferson, Camp Point, Illinois.
Tri-City Sports Screen Printing has everything you need to show off your school spirit and rep your team, or rep your business. We work closely with every customer to ensure each design looks great and is ready on time. Whether it's on the field, court, or in the office, let Tri-City Sports outfit your team this season. Visit us online at tricitysports.com or stop by our location at 535 Main Street, Quincy.
About sick of winter, are you? That's the bad news. I don't think the winter's going to end anytime soon. The good news is we have a winter sale, so anything you might be looking for winter is on sale right now at your local Farm Home Supply, including 30% off all Burn outerwear and Noble Outfitters outerwear. And the bird's always hungry. You got a 40-pound bag of black oil sunflower seed for $16.99, or buy more, save more with our suet cakes, 5 for under $5. And keep your handsies and toesies warm. We got 25% off all of our casual shoes or Kinko winter gloves.
Find all these deals and more right now at farmandhomesupply.com.
At 3D Windows and Siding, we don't have the huge overhead of a showroom, and that means we pass the savings on to you. Instead, we bring the showroom to you, offering a personalized experience right at your doorstep. With high-quality products at affordable prices, you get the best value without compromising on quality or service. We take pride in using some of the best products on the market, all backed by lifetime warranties. Our communication from start to finish leaves you with a smooth and hassle-free experience. Call 3D Windows and Siding today for your free consultation.
Since 1985, Hess Auto Agency has been your trusted source for pre-owned vehicles in the tri-state area. Families have experienced the Hess difference for generations and know they'll get the best vehicle buying experience in our region. With an ever-changing inventory, you'll find the right car at the right price. So when you want the best, don't guess. Choose Hess. Hess Auto Agency, 1124 North 24th in Quincy.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Hoops, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Shuckman, coming to you from downtown Quincy in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio. And we're going to waste no time jumping back on the Hess Auto Hotline, because Brian Shoemaker from Central Illinois Sports is waiting to talk to us, because we're going to break down more of the Quincy shootout. How you doing, Shu?
Well, Shuck, I'll tell you what, my backside is sore from sitting on stools and bleachers for 18 hours, but my heart is full after a happy weekend of hoops, man. What a time it was.
It was great. It was Andy Douglas and I talked earlier today, and I brought up that we had fun this weekend. And he's like, absolutely. And, you know, and for a coach who lost a game on Saturday night, to agree that the weekend was fun is something special. It just tells you how great the event was and how great the atmosphere was.
Well, Saturday night was something special in that gymnasium. You've spent many, many more nights in there than I ever have. But the build-up to that game, even before with Lincoln Shawnee Mission, as you started to see the crowd built up, we mentioned it on that broadcast, that the crowd there was probably like a light night at Blue Devil Gymnasium. And then by the time we got to the main event between Bishop O'Connell and QHS, it was packed and it was electric. The crowd was into it. It was a special night.
About the time the Blue Devils took the floor to warm up along with the Knights, I kind of glanced around the gym and looked for pockets. Where could you get a seat if you wanted one? And I had to go up into the upper deck on both sides. And there were a couple of small pockets in the upper deck behind the Blue Devil bench where you could find a seat if you wanted to. Other than that, I don't know if there was a spot in the gym anywhere else where you could have found a seat.
No, and even comparatively to last year when Quincy played Imhotep Charter, there were pockets last year. There were noticeable pockets in the upper balcony, but this year was a packed house. There were people standing on the baseline. I don't know if the fire marshal likes that or not, but that's just how it was. And but no, it was an extremely enjoyable night to watch the crowd from the press box area get excited as the Blue Devils started to make a little bit of a run back into the basketball game. You could see people from the top of the bleachers all the way down to the floor get on their feet, get excited. And part of the difference of that too, Shuck, is, Saturday night is not beholden to QHS season ticket holders.
Right.
There are many people in that lower bowl who are experiencing Blue Devil basketball at that level, maybe for a first, second, or third time that close. Right. To see those people get into it as well is really exciting.
It really was. And I've had the opportunity to see games in that venue, since I was 5 years old. But from whether it's from the bleachers, in the seats that my grandparents first purchased in like 1961, to the student sections, to the press box, to where I sit now on the baseline, I've had the chance to see and feel and hear what it's like to be in that gym when it's loud. There are many nights that were louder than this past Saturday night.
No, it felt very unique. And I think one of the fun things about it too, Shuck, on our end from Central Illinois Sports, to hopefully not speak out of turn of what Charlie could probably share at a later point, we've started to see some initial statistics come in. I'm going to tell you there were literally thousands of people who have probably seen the Blue Devil ceremony for the first time on Saturday night.
That's
thousands
awesome.
of people who have watched a game in Blue Devil Gymnasium on Saturday night just through that platform. And so for that to happen, to see where this thing is growing, to see the work that Stratman and Andy Douglas and everyone else that is involved really start to see this thing elevate now, and to start to see it through the platform that we broadcast games on. This thing is taking off to a level that probably, hopefully, when it started in year one, they're really starting to feel like we're almost there.
Well, and again, I think the work that goes in on the back end, starting now. I mean, the preparation started probably today for the 2026 event, if not earlier. I know Eric Stratman's always in contact with coaches and with teams and stuff. But for you guys, for Central Illinois Sports, because you guys do so many games throughout the season, part of your crew was on the road tonight doing the Pittsville girls game against Triopia from Virginia. How much work goes in to doing an event like this? It's because it's not a single one-night game where you show up to the gym and take care of it. I mean, there's a lot of preparation, isn't there?
There is a lot of preparation, and you'll watch an ESPN broadcast and you feel like these guys know everything about everybody, and that's very true. And they've got the time and they've got the resources to do in prep work, get notes compiled. We attempt to do that as best we can. But when you're working with 16 teams and coaches across the nation, coaches that you're not familiar with, coaches that you've never reached out before, that's a process. And sometimes that means repeatedly reaching out, scouring the internet to get whatever you can from national scouts, YouTube footage, whatever you can try to compile to give the audience a feel that these guys are next level. Yeah. When you're able to sit there in the free throw break and talk about where this kid's going to school and really showcase to people in our area the level of talent that is there. Because I think the goal that we hoped to accomplish when we broadcasted the games this year for free was this. Everyone in this area loves high school basketball. A very large majority of people love high school basketball, and they love the teams that they know and that they root for. It is very easy for casual fans to not have much of a vested interest in this event because they just don't follow the national prep scene. They don't know or understand the level of talent that's there until it gets put right in front of their face. And I think that was something we were able to accomplish this weekend, was to expose that level of talent in a little, morsel to everyone that tuned in and gather interest so that hopefully next year they are in-house fans, because that's the goal of all of this, is to fill up Blue Devil Gym.
Yep.
If we have some a great audience online. It's fantastic. That's what we hope for as well. But our goal is always to encourage people to get in the gyms, support the kids, be part of these great events. And then if you can't make it for whatever, if you're an elderly person who can't get out, if you're far away and you just can't do it, then tune in online. We're going to try and give you the best, recreation of what's happening in there as we can. But, and I feel we did that this weekend. We've got a lot of great response from people who said how much they loved watching the event online, how many people, had maybe watched our events in the past, knew that we were doing this, and they brought their kids there. I can name you 5 people right now that I know that came that just said, well, we knew you guys were there. We knew you've talked about it. We thought we'd come check it out.
Neat. Well, I was introduced to one. He's a Quincy High School graduate, but he now lives in Atlanta, Georgia, not Missouri. And and he made the trek here just to experience the shootout. He doesn't come back all that often, but he chose to come back for this to see some old friends and to experience the shootout. So I thought that was really neat that you have people coming from that far just to watch this event. With that in mind, who was your favorite player of the entire event?
Oh my goodness. Well, like you talked when we jokingly asked about who your favorite siblings were that were playing, it would be wrong to not say, Rico and Dom, right? Like that would be the right answer.
Exactly.
So it would be hard for me not to say Bradley Longcore III, right? I really thought it was fun to watch Ebuka Okori from Brewster Academy.
Yep.
Gavin Sykes from Modesto Christian. I know it was not the best weekend for them, but man, that kid can just score in bunches if he needs to. And it's going to be really fun to watch him at the next level. I'm going to tell you, Matt, I'm going to throw it off. I'm going to give you a top 5 guys that you did not expect to play well that really stood out to me over the weekend.
Oh, okay.
Guys that were not in that top whatever list of, all the featured players we put. Which I know he was still on the featured players page, but Josh Corey from Oak Park really stood out to me.
Would agree.
A real aggressive ball player, really just kind of played without a lot of fear, driving to the basket. Van Collins from Shawnee Mission. What a fun glue guy guard that kid is.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Just really, I know everybody was there talking about Keaton Wagler, and we should, because if you didn't get to see him on Friday at QND, go watch the replay on our footage, please, because that was amazing. The Friday night performance he had was phenomenal.
Yeah, the Saturday performance offensively wasn't as good, but he did a lot of things. You could see he did a lot of things really well.
Yeah. Adam Tanner, the small point guard for Oak Park, was really, really fun to me. Just kind of one of those pesky guards that if you're playing against him, you probably don't like him. If he's on your team, you really, really love him. Kind of one of those kids. Kamari Hamlin from Chicago Simeon. I know it was not a great weekend for that team, but he shows up, a kid that wasn't even on the program roster, somehow got pulled in at the last minute to come in. Great 3-point shooter, really nice distributor of the ball. Didn't look to be the quickest guy on the floor, but he seemed to play pretty well for a guard in the backcourt. Really, really enjoyed watching him. He had a much nicer night against Quincy Notre Dame than he did, on the Saturday Endeavor. But, 5 guys that we saw that we really liked over the weekend that, maybe not had been one of the standout premier guys that were on your program sheet, but guys that over the weekend, and we can name 5 more. Tyler Salmon was a great guard.
Yep.
Mason Matulis, kind of that Nogus Indricitis type player. For him as well. Just a lot of really fun guys that you discover over the weekend. And sadly, we didn't get to see a couple of guys.
True.
I would have loved to have seen, Ethan Turner, that 7-footer for Shawnee Mission. I would have loved to have seen how the game was changed if he was in there against Link. Dwayne Aristode, we didn't get to see him for Brewster, unfortunately. So it's just goes to show there's so much talent there that if you just come and pay attention, you're going to be surprised by somebody. And I think that's half the fun of this thing right now.
I would agree with that. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention my favorite name of the weekend.
Legend Smiley.
Legend Smiley.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We discussed that on the broadcast. And what
he would make the all name team anywhere. I mean, that is just
he would make,
and he was darn good on the floor too.
He was really fun. Just watching that Link team is something, to have the level of talent from 1 to 10. You wonder what practices are like in their facility. You just kind of want to sneak down to Branson someday and just kind of walk in and just watch for a couple of hours. But, I think, on our end, we're really appreciative of everyone on the shootout team for allowing this thing to be free this year. I think it would have been very easy to try and keep it under a paywall, but I really feel like we, in the long term, will have benefited the event by doing this. And a lot of that exposure that we brought, even nationwide, still a lot of it just locally, you know. So I think that's the thing, is to hopefully, what can we do to get those local hoops fans within a 60-mile radius of Quincy to say, we're going to pack up the kids and we're going to come to hang out for 4 games at least.
Well, I think
what's that take?
We're seeing more and more of that, and I think we'll see more and more of that in the future. So, Shu, great job. You guys did a phenomenal job. Charlie Hull, Damon Emmerich, Jack Hull, John Hull, the whole crew. Fantastic job.
Well, and we thank you as well for chiming in on every halftime. That's a lot of work, and it'd be real easy to just kind of take a breather for a minute, but you were always so kind to jump on for a couple of moments at halftime, and we appreciate that. So.
It was a blast. Let's do it again next year. How's that sound?
Indeed, my friend, indeed.
All right, buddy, go enjoy the rest of your Monday, and we appreciate you taking time to join us.
We'll see you guys. Thank you.
That was Brian Shoemaker, Central Illinois Sports, joining us on the Hess Auto Hotline, breaking down more of the Quincy Shootout. The Central Illinois Sports crew, did all 17 games that were played here in Quincy over the weekend, free of charge. Great job. Great. Those guys get after it, man. Those guys get all over the place, bring in live streams of games. So make sure to go to YouTube and check them out. Central Illinois Sports. Check out their YouTube channel and check out games they're going to do. My next guest has been sitting here patiently waiting here in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio. So we better take a break so we can get to him. On the comeback, Quincy Notre Dame point guard Alex Dance. So stick around. This is Monday Night Hoops, powered by Farm & Home.
Muddy Night Hoops is also brought to you by Town & Country Inn and Nationwide Transportation.
When you're shopping at the grocery store, do you ever wonder where your beef comes from? Here at Jersey's, we do not. We know all of our beef comes directly from GJY Beef Company in Brown County. We know that these cattle are born and raised right here in our own backyard. So next time that you're looking for a juicy burger, ribeye sandwich, or mouth-watering steak, look no further than GJY Beef Company and Jersey's Bar and Grill, 109 East Jefferson, Camp Point, Illinois.
Tri-City Sports Screen Printing has everything you need to show off your school spirit and rep your team, or rep your business. We work closely with every customer to ensure each design looks great and is ready on time. Whether it's on the field, court, or in the office, let Tri-City Sports outfit your team this season. Visit us online at tricitysports.com or stop by our location at 535 Main Street, Quincy.
Kitchen and Bath Gallery of Quincy. Trained craftsmen and expert contractors with friendly professional service. Our design team helps with every step of the process, guiding you from a vision to reality with uncompromised service. Trust your home to the local experts. Get a free quote today. From concept to creation, Kitchen and Bath create remarkable spaces and innovative builds. Kitchen and Bath Gallery, your home reimagined.
In the past, everyone came to you and you did business at your own kitchen table. This is Michael Libman, financial professional with the Prudential Insurance Company of America in Quincy. I still make house calls even with the internet and email. I feel it's important to really get to know you and your family's needs. Otherwise, how will I know what direction you need to take? Call me and I'll come sit with you at your kitchen table.
Michael Libman, financial professional. Call Michael today, 640-5446. He makes house calls.
We believe that accessing care close to home is better for you and better for your family. For 120 years, Hannibal Regional has been committed to providing community-based, contemporary health care. From state-of-the-art surgical care to innovative cancer care, and now life-saving open-heart surgery. We are dedicated to expanding access to exceptional care in each of the communities we serve. Hannibal Regional, why go anywhere else?
Looking for a new hangout or a place to eat? Gabe welcomes you to the Silver Dollar. Delicious menu options, daily lunch and drink specials, and 6 gambling machines. Come hang out on the patio with friends at the Silver Dollar, 7403 Broadway. Gaming and grill up on the hill. Silver Dollar.
Since 1985, Hess Auto Agency has been your trusted source for pre-owned vehicles in the tri-state area. Families have experienced the Hess difference for generations and know they'll get the best vehicle buying experience in our region. With an ever-changing inventory, you'll find the right car at the right price. So when you want the best, don't guess. Choose Hess. Hess Auto Agency, 1124 North 24th in Quincy.
Welcome back to Monday Night Hoops, powered by Farm and Home Supply. It has been a fun Monday evening, and thank you for taking the time to join us and as we break down the prep basketball scene here in West Central Illinois and Northeast Missouri. And we're going to stick right here in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio for the McCleary Law Quincy Notre Dame breakdown. And joining us, Quincy Notre Dame senior point guard Alex Dance. Hi, bud.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. How are you tonight?
I'm good.
All right, we've taken you away from watching Duke.
Yeah.
Are you having withdrawals since you're not at home watching Duke?
No, I'll be okay.
Oh, you'll be okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I looked up the halftime score. I won't break it to you. They may be losing. Might be a tough night for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, they'll be all right.
Okay.
They'll get it figured out.
All right. Big week ahead for Quincy Notre Dame. 3 games. Tuesday at home against Illini West. Thursday at Western, and then Saturday at Monroe City, which should be a barn burner of a game. How do you guys prepare for a big week?
I think it all starts with our practices, just every day, coming in, having a good practice. And that started today. I think we had a really good practice today. We had a lot of energy. Everyone was excited to be there, and we can't wait to play this week.
When you're coming off a weekend where you split 2 games, obviously Friday night playing in the Quincy Shootout against Chicago Simeon, and a tough one. That's a really good team.
Yeah.
You guys were up against with a ton of tradition. Game bounced back to won the West Central Conference game against Beardstown on Saturday. As you look back on the weekend, what has you encouraged about the way you guys are playing?
I think the way we battled against Simeon, like you said, they were a really good team, which is only going to prepare us for the postseason. But then the way we came back Saturday and just came out and put Beardstown away, and how we didn't let the loss affect us, we learned from it, and we were just ready to play Beardstown and get back in the win column.
It was kind of fun on Saturday out at Blue Devil Gym talking to you and some of your teammates, because there were a lot of guys that kind of milled in and out of during those games on Saturday afternoon before you guys had to go to Beardstown, and how everybody talked about how good you played in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And then Simeon went on its run, and it was like, what just happened?
Yeah.
Did it happen that quick?
It did. We started off really hot, and we were feeling good, and then they went on their run, and we looked up at the score at the end of the first quarter, and
like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you learn from that when a team goes on a run like that quick, and it's almost like shocking of what had just happened? What do you take from that can help you down the road?
I think there's a lot we could take from it. We just gotta stay together, and like when that happens, we can't let it affect us, and that we gotta keep battling and know that there's a lot of game left and keep battling.
This is your first year with Greg Altmix at the helm as head coach. What has he brought to this team that's different?
He's brought a lot of energy, a lot of passion. You can tell that he really loves being around the game, and he loves being around us. And I think that we got some of that from him, just his passion for the game and willing to win and wanting to win.
You got a group of guys that are all kind of similar, you know. Does that make it easy to game plan and to attack a team when you know, hey, if Jace Allensworth isn't in there, Jackson Canoyer is going to fill that role, or Carter Miller is going to fill that role. If you're not in there, you know, Connor Young's going to fill that role. Where the parts are almost interchangeable. Does that make it easy to prepare each week?
Yeah, it does. You know, we got a lot of guys that we can rely on, it can vary from game to game. That if one guy's off, then we have that next guy that's willing to step up and that can step up. And against like Beardstown, we had 4 players with double-digit scoring, which is nice. So we had a lot of good guys.
What? Okay, you watched your older brother Tyler pitch for a team that made it to the state tournament, took third in state, one of the best baseball teams in school history. How much did seeing a team have success, or the girls' teams that have had success ahead of you guys as you guys have come up through, how much has that influenced you guys to want to make a run of your own?
It's influenced us a lot. I learned a lot from my brother's team. One thing that, or like the biggest thing I could take away was their togetherness, how close they were as a group, and they didn't care who was getting the like spotlight. They just wanted to win, and I think that's something that's really good with our group. It's how close we are together, and that's what gives me hopes for like our postseason run, because we just all are together and we're collective.
And that's one thing I've noticed. I've noticed when I've seen you guys outside of the gym, you're together as a group. It's not one guy runs off with his girlfriend or one guy's over here doing their thing. Obviously, guys want to go hang out with their girlfriends and stuff. But you guys do a lot of things together to build that camaraderie. Is that something that's just become natural with this group because you guys have all played together, or did it take time to build that friendship?
It definitely took time, but it's something that we've done together. You know, we've been playing together our whole lives, basically, especially Jason Bowe coming up with us and then playing together our whole high school career, and it's just something that we've learned to grow together.
If there's something you look at right now, because face it, it's, you know, we're at the end of January at the end of this week. Postseason's not very far away. What is something you guys have to get better at to make sure you're ready to go for the postseason?
I think there's a lot of things that, you know, we could tighten up, that we could get ready. We just got to keep continuing to get better at defense, rebounding, boxing out, just doing a lot of the little things correctly and not taking nights off from those and making sure we get those done every possession.
Okay, so here's the question that I don't want to get you in trouble at home, but you wear the QND colors with pride.
I do.
Dad's wearing the Quincy Blue Devil colors with pride since he's the head coach of the girls program. Does that ever get contentious at home because of the crosstown rivalry?
Not really. I think, you know, family always comes first with us, so we're always supporting one another and always wanting the best for each other.
He knows I'm joking.
Yeah.
There may be a few others out there going, whoa. But what's cool though is I mean, obviously he's always at your games. You're always at his games if you can be, if you don't have practice or a conflicting event. But it's not about what color you guys are wearing. It's about basketball and the love of family, and that's your mom, that's your brother, that's your sister, your aunt and uncle. You know, how important is family to you?
It's super important. I'm super close with my family. We're a big sports family, so, you know, that's something we've always shared together. And it's just like, not even like my family, but like my sports family and like at school and everything. Family is just a big part of my life.
With that said, are you ready to let Tyler take you up in a plane with him as the pilot?
Yeah, I trust him enough. I think he'll do a good job. I don't know if my mom is, but I definitely am.
I think it's neat. Your older brother, Tyler, studying to become a pilot, you know, obviously is going to get a chance. You and I were talking about it over the weekend.
Yep.
Getting ready for maybe a solo flight.
Yeah.
It's scary, but it's cool. And then he's going to go play baseball. He's finishing up at John Wood this spring.
Yep.
And then he's going to go play baseball at Lewis University and learn more about aeronautics. And I think it's cool that he has a dream of being a pilot and he's chasing it.
Yeah. I mean, that's not what my first thing for him that I thought he would do, but it's good to see him chase after something he enjoys. So.
What about you? What's going to be your dream you're going to chase right now?
I haven't fully decided yet, but one thing that I've always just enjoyed is coaching, like just being around the game. And, you know, my dad's been a coach for a long time, and just seeing how he does things and what he does, it's just, I think, something that would be an awesome job to have.
Well, go after it.
Yeah.
I've seen the way you've gone after playing, and I know it's not over. The season's still got a lot of the season left to it, and I know you'd like to play in college. So we'll see what happens there, right? Awesome. Well, good luck with the rest of the season. Thanks for taking the time to come down here and join us on this Monday night.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll see you. We'll see you tomorrow night for sure. But we'll see you as the week goes on. All right, man.
Yep, sounds good.
That was Alex Dance, Quincy Notre Dame senior point guard, joining us right here in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio. We appreciate him taking the time to come down here and on this great Monday night. He's probably got homework or something he's got to go home and do. Actually, I bet he goes home and watches the end of the Duke game. Yeah. So we will be back. When we come back, we're going to break down what happened on the other side of the river last week, the Tony Lenzini tournament, and talk to one of the stars of the Highland girls basketball team, which won the championship. So stick around. This is Muddy Night Hoops, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
If you've been in a motor vehicle accident, contact McCleary Law.
There was nowhere to go. We were on a bridge.
All of a sudden, a guy started going over in our lane and hit his head on.
I couldn't even breathe. It was just unbelievable that it even happened.
We needed to get a hold of an attorney, and our first thoughts was to get a hold of Dan McCleary. Everything's pretty easy when you deal with Dan.
He got us way more than we expected to get.
We don't charge anything until we win your case. Call McCleary Law.
About sick of winter, are you? That's the bad news. I don't think the winter's going to end anytime soon. The good news is we have a winter sale, so anything you might be looking for winter is on sale right now at your local Farm Home Supply, including 30% off all Burn outerwear and Noble Outfitters outerwear. And the bird's always hungry. You got a 40-pound bag of black oil sunflower seed for $16.99, or buy more, save more with our suet cakes, 5 for under $5. And keep your handsies and toesies warm. We got 25% off all of our casual shoes or Kinko winter gloves.
Find all these deals and more right now at farmandhomesupply.com.
We believe that accessing care close to home is better for you and better for your family. For 120 years, Hannibal Regional has been committed to providing community-based, contemporary health care. From state-of-the-art surgical care to innovative cancer care, and now life-saving open-heart surgery. We are dedicated to expanding access to exceptional care in each of the communities we serve. Hannibal Regional, why go anywhere else?
Muddy Night Hoops is also brought to you by Town & Country Inn and Nationwide Transportation.
Looking for a new hangout or a place to eat? Gabe welcomes you to the Silver Dollar. Delicious menu options, daily lunch and drink specials, and 6 gambling machines. Come hang out on the patio with friends at the Silver Dollar, 7403 Broadway. Gaming and grill up on the hill. Silver Dollar.
Hey, grab me one too.
So what separates us most from all the other dealerships is the Toyota brand itself.
Once they buy a Toyota, they never buy anything else. #1 vehicle on the market, the best sedan on the market, some of the best reliable trucks on the market. And our main goal here is to try and get our customers the best payment possible.
We know the process and we pass that along to you.
We're simply looking to buy vehicles off the street.
And we want all makes and models of vehicles.
And you don't even have to buy anything in return. We'll just simply purchase it from you.
We can purchase a vehicle in 10 or 15 minutes or less.
Looking for a new hangout or a place to eat? Gabe welcomes you to the Silver Dollar. Delicious menu options, daily lunch and drink specials, and 6 gambling machines. Come hang out on the patio with friends at the Silver Dollar, 7403 Broadway. Gaming and grill up on the hill. Silver Dollar.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Hoops, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Shuckman, coming to you from downtown Quincy in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio. Had a very entertaining first hour, and the rest of the show is going to be quite exciting as well. And a great Monday night here as we talk prep hoops from West Central Illinois and Northeast Missouri. And right now we're going to head back to the Hess Auto Hotline so we can break down what took place in Palmyra last week with the Tony Lenzini tournament and talk to one of the stars of the Highland girls basketball team, which won the championship, and that would be Addie Abel. Addie, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Thanks for taking the time to hang out with us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
All right. You guys won the Tony Lanzini tournament, beat Hannibal 55-38 in the championship game. What's that mean to you guys to walk out of there with the title of that tournament?
It means a lot to us. We knew it would be a tough game, a tough tournament. So us to come out and perform the way we did, that's like a big confidence boost for us. So that really means a lot for us.
What was the key? What made you guys the best team over there last week?
I would say our defense. I think that led to a lot of fast breaks, a lot of shots off of that. But our defense was locked down, I would say. Great down low defense with Abby Lay being out because of her. We've been kind of struggling to fill in that piece, but I really think that we're coming out of that. I think we're being our peak point right now. So I think Josie Murphy down low is really filling in those shoes. So I would say defense. I know Abby's is scheduled for surgery later this week on her knee, but that changed a lot of things. When you lose a player who's part of the rotation, it changes things. How have you guys adapted to losing one of your friends and one of your key players? Well, Abby was our offensive rebounder, so that really hurt. But I feel like we're starting to learn how we need to rotate our defense. But she was a major key part of our defense and offense. But I think we're starting to step up. Some of our girls that are coming up are really doing a good job there, hitting shots, coming in, playing great defense, great offense.
You guys got going in the second quarter. You were trailing Hannibal at the end of the first quarter on Saturday night. Got going, scored 26 points in that second quarter. You had 16 of those. What got you going offensively?
I would just say confidence. Coach had confidence in me. My teammates had confidence in me, and leading to our defense. Just a lot of fast breaks again. Just me scoring off of that. My confidence just really grew in that game, I would say. Especially coach.
Yeah. Well, and I was going to bring up Coach Jaco. Obviously she played at Highland, was a tremendous scorer. Obviously before she had an injury her senior year, and went on and had a good college career and everything. Playing for someone who's been in your shoes, same school, same situations, how much does that help?
Well, you don't really find many coaches like her. She really helps us with our confidence. She helps us in the best way. She really focuses on getting our skill better and focusing on helping us with our scouting. She always makes us prepared for the games coming up. She watches film all the time, so just having her around just helps so much in the ways that I can't even describe.
Okay, obviously she gave birth early in the year. Okay, who's the first player if she brings the baby to practice, who's the first player on the team that wants to go hold the baby?
Either Ellie or Josie.
I take it there's never a loss for a babysitter if coach brings the baby around.
No, not at all. Especially Judson. He just keeps running around.
And I'm sure if he's got a ball in his hands and you guys want to play with him, he would absolutely, he's in absolute heaven, isn't he?
Yes.
How much fun is that for you guys to have that kind of family atmosphere and have those little kids around?
Well, when he's around, we always have fun. Sometimes we goof off, but we're mainly focused. But, everyone just loves Coach. So just whenever she's in, the family, it just kind of settles down. And especially us, we always tell Coach that, we're her kids. So, Coach can probably say the same thing, but just having that family, being the chemistry that we have is just,
well, and
I can't.
You're going to have to lean on some of that chemistry and some of those family ties and stuff, because the schedule doesn't get any easier after the run of tournaments. Now you go into Clarence Cannon Conference play, and when you look at all the state-ranked teams in the Clarence Cannon, It's going to be a war, isn't it?
I know it's going to be a fight.
Okay, so what will end up giving you guys the edge?
I would say just trusting the process. We need to have really good discipline with our defense and our offense, just getting sides, by also staying calm and not getting too excited and just being confident.
Well, I think we've seen the confidence grow from you guys throughout the season, and I think it's going to be fun to watch that continue, especially as we get closer to the postseason.
Yeah.
So, Addie, thank you for taking the time to join us on Monday Night Hoops, and we look forward to watching what you guys do the rest of the season.
Thank you.
That was Addie Abel, Highland junior point guard, joining us on the Hess Auto Hotline, coming off a tournament championship at the Tony Lanzini tournament in Palmyra last week. And again, I mentioned the Clarence Cannon Conference as they dive into conference play here over the next few weeks. Centralia, South Shelby, Palmyra, Highland, Monroe City, all have either been state ranked, receiving votes in the state poll, played for tournament championships. Last week alone, the South Shelby girls won the North Shelby tournament. Highland wins the Tony Lanzini tournament. Centralia knocked off Quincy Notre Dame, the #1 ranked team in Class 3A in Illinois the previous week. I'm telling you what, whoever wins the CCC championship this year will have earned it. It is going to be a dogfight. It's going to be fun to see how it plays out. Really want to thank Addie for joining us on the Hess Auto Hotline and for taking the time to break down everything good about Highland and Coach Jaco and Coach Jaco's kids. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to hit up the hotline one more time as Justice Keene, the voice of the Bomber Sports Network, helps us break down Macomb, West Hancock, and whatever other basketball we want to talk about from Hancock and McDonough County. So stick around. This is Muddy Night Hoops, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
At 3D Windows and Siding, we don't have the huge overhead of a showroom, and that means we pass the savings on to you. Instead, we bring the showroom to you, offering a personalized experience right at your doorstep. With high-quality products at affordable prices, you get the best value without compromising on quality or service. We take pride in using some of the best products on the market, all backed by lifetime warranties. Our communication from start to finish leaves you with a smooth and hassle-free experience. Call 3D Windows and Siding today for your free consultation.
So what separates us most from all the other dealerships is the Toyota brand itself.
Once they buy a Toyota, they never buy anything else. #1 vehicle on the market, the best sedan on the market, some of the best reliable trucks on the market. And our main goal here is to try and get our customers the best payment possible.
We know the process and we pass that along to you.
We're simply looking to buy vehicles off the street.
And we want all makes and models of vehicles.
And you don't even have to buy anything in return. We'll just simply purchase it from you.
We can purchase a vehicle in 10 or 15 minutes or less.
Hey, grab me one too.
Hi, I'm Rory O'Donnell with the O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home. As a Quincy University alum, I understand the impact a local business has on area athletics. That is why the O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home takes pride in supporting local athletic teams. We want to wish all of our area teams the best of luck this season. The O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home of Quincy, supporting local athletics for 5 generations.
Looking for a new hangout or a place to eat? Gabe welcomes you to the Silver Dollar. Delicious menu options, daily lunch and drink specials, and 6 gambling machines. Come hang out on the patio with friends at the Silver Dollar, 7403 Broadway. Gaming and grill up on the hill. Silver Dollar.
No. About sick of winter, are you? That's the bad news. I don't think the winter's going to end anytime soon. The good news is we have a winter sale, so anything you might be looking for winter is on sale right now at your local Farm Home Supply, including 30% off all Burn outerwear and Noble Outfitters outerwear. And the bird's always hungry. You got a 40-pound bag of black oil sunflower seed for $16.99, or buy more, save more with our suet cakes, 5 for under $5. To keep your handsies and toesies warm, we got 25% off all of our casual shoes or Kinko winter gloves.
Find all these deals and more right now at farmandhomesupply.com.
Red 25.
You're going down.
Say hi.
Life's better when you're under our roof.
I'm open.
Go deep.
Because you'll feel totally protected.
We're number one.
Also, your family can pursue their dreams. Bundle life and save up to 25% on home and auto. American Family Insurance.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Hoops, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Shuckman, coming to you from downtown Quincy in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio. It's been fun so far. We talked a lot of basketball, and we got more to chat with. This time we're going to break down what's going on in McDonough County and Hancock County, because we saw a great game over the weekend between West Hancock and the Macomb boys. So we're going to head to the Hess Auto Hotline to be joined by Bomber Sports Network, voice of Bomber basketball, Justice Keene. How are you, buddy?
Chuck, good to be with you and your listeners. Always good to talk to you, my friend.
Thanks for taking the time on this Monday night. How's life for a Spoon River College student right now?
I am great. You know, I live for this time of year. I'm a basketball junkie. You know, I come from a basketball family, as you know. And,
yes.
This is my favorite time of year.
The obviously a college student now, but still calling the high school games. How much fun is it now that you're a year removed away? Yes, you still know these guys. Yes, you went to school with a lot of these guys. But what's it like to come back and call these games being a year removed from being in school there?
You know, I appreciate that I can still build relationships with kids that I'm not in school with anymore. You know, there are certain things that I'll admit that I enjoy being away, but still be able to come back. But this is a special group of kids, and I appreciate being able to still be around in some way or fashion and still be able to cover the great student athletes we have in Macomb.
Well, I know both the Macomb boys and the Macomb girls are having success this year. What have you been, let's start with the boys. What have you been most impressed by with this group of this boys team?
You know, I think it's the maturity. This group is maturing as the season goes on. We lost some big pieces to the puzzle, as you know, after last year with Dion and Ian and Jake. And, you know, you're seeing guys like Nolan Hogue and Drew Watson and Malachi Conley, Langdon Lambert, Isaac Lineball, Cooper Hobson, all those guys mature and step into new roles. And, you know, they're 16-4. They're rolling right along. And I'm excited to be along for the journey over the next month.
You saw them over the weekend. They took on West Hancock. West Hancock, a team that's been, you know, just on the edge of the rankings or in the rankings all season. Those are two teams that could knock heads somewhere along the way in the postseason again, and two very talented teams. What impressed you about West Hancock?
You know, they're very well coached. Obviously, Coach Dahl and, you know, Coach Cousins, they do a good job. And just the level of, you know, how they play together and the sync. You know, Lewis Siegfried had a great night. You know, Cooper Knowles added 19 points, and they just do the little things right. And when they get on a roll, they're hard to stop. And, man, that was such a fun game to be at, and the atmosphere was great. And it's exactly what you want at this time of year.
Well, and anytime I think you see good teams from that area, whether it's West Hancock, Illini West, Macomb, even the years when you had Danny Stevens at Southeastern, anytime any of those kind of regional rivalries take place, the atmosphere is great. That's kind of the love of small town basketball, isn't it?
Oh, 100%. And you know, I grew up over watching Hancock County basketball. Obviously, you know, my dad coaching at Illini West for several years, so you know, I grew up in a packed gym every single night. You know, watching when I was super little, obviously the Carthage Blue girls and Illini West girls, and now with Macomb. I mean, we continue to have great rivalries, you know, with West Hancock, Illini West, and you know, that's small town basketball as it should be. You know, packed gym, Friday night, that's what it's all about. It's getting the community to the games and taking in a good ball game.
The Macomb girls have had success this year. Kylie Robinson leading the way. What makes her such a special player?
I think it's just the versatility. You know, she knows the floor very well. great leader on the floor. She can do just about anything you want her to do, whether it's attack the basket or, situate the defense. She's a great player and very coachable, and they're having a great year, and it's exciting to follow along with them as well.
What is it about Jackson Cain's team that, from what you've seen, that has made them successful?
Just their ability to shoot. They small but mighty, I guess you should say. They're not very big, but they can shoot the ball very, very well. Robinson, Drew Creasy's had a great year, and she'll be up at John Wood next year in Quincy, up in your area.
Yep.
And just they do the little things right, and those things make the big difference at the end of the night.
So is the Bomber Sports Network going to be taking care of a lot of postseason basketball this year?
I sure hope so. Last year, if you would have told me my senior year that I would have been one game away from calling a game at the state tournament on my birthday, that would have been a dream come true. Last year was very special, and the postseason ride was incredible, and I hope we can duplicate that. We're hosting a regional at the Hangar for Class 2A for the first time in over a decade, and I hope we can keep rolling.
Well, it should be fun. This postseason should be a lot of fun. And one of your favorite guys, Illinois coach Brad Underwood, was in Quincy over the weekend for the Quincy Shootout, and you missed an opportunity to hang out with him.
I did. We played Kewanee on Saturday. Otherwise, I would have made the trip up. But, Brad's a great guy, and I've got to know him over the past several years. Obviously, he coached at Western Illinois. He was on the men's staff when my mom was the head women's golf coach there. And,
right.
We've built a great relationship with him, and Coach Alexander as well. Obviously, Papa Keen, my grandfather, would have coached him and would coach with his dad, Neil Alexander.
Yep.
They would have coached against each other. So very classy guys. And, we got great leadership there at U of I, and excited to continue watching their success as well.
Well, hey, man, I really appreciate you taking time to join us and break down what's going on with Macomb basketball. And hopefully I get to run into you somewhere along the way as the season progresses.
I hope so too. Hey, we got to get you some Fighting Illini gear for your studio. We're gonna get you some.
Anytime. We'll take it and we'll put it up. How's that sound?
I love it.
All
Good
right,
to be with you, Chuck.
All right, buddy. Have a great one, man.
You too. Appreciate the time.
Thanks, buddy. That was Justice Keen, the voice of the Macomb basketball programs for the Bomber Sports Network, breaking down what's going on in McDonough and Hancock County. He saw a whale of a game last Friday night with West Hancock and Macomb. Those two boys teams are very good. We got a lot of good teams throughout our area. I know the Macomb girls won a game tonight. I haven't seen the final score, but I know they won. I saw balanced scoring, and everybody got in and everybody scored. So that makes it a good night for the Bombers. And again, thanks to all of our guests for joining us on the Hess Auto Hotline tonight. It's been a fun show, and we are not done. We've got more to break down. We've got games to talk about that are coming up this week, and we've got the Starry Star of the Week to get to. So stick around. This is Muddy Night Hoops, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Looking for a new hangout or a place to eat? Gabe welcomes you to the Silver Dollar. Delicious menu options, daily lunch and drink specials, and 6 gambling machines. Come hang out on the patio with friends at the Silver Dollar, 7403 Broadway. Gaming and grill up on the hill. Silver Dollar.
We believe that accessing care close to home is better for you and better for your family. For 120 years, Hannibal Regional has been committed to providing community-based, contemporary health care. From state-of-the-art surgical care to innovative cancer care, and now life-saving open-heart surgery. We are dedicated to expanding access to exceptional care in each of the communities we serve. Hannibal Regional, why go anywhere else?
When you're shopping at the grocery store, do you ever wonder where your beef comes from? Here at Jersey's, we do not. We know all of our beef comes directly from GJY Beef Company in Brown County. We know that these cattle are born and raised right here in our own backyard. So next time that you're looking for a juicy burger, ribeye sandwich, or mouth-watering steak, look no further than GJY Beef Company and Jersey's Bar and Grill, 109 East Jefferson, Camp Point, Illinois.
At 3D Windows and Siding, we don't have the huge overhead of a showroom, and that means we pass the savings on to you. Instead, we bring the showroom to you, offering a personalized experience right at your doorstep. With high-quality products at affordable prices, you get the best value without compromising on quality or service. We take pride in using some of the best products on the market, all backed by lifetime warranties. Our communication from start to finish leaves you with a smooth and hassle-free experience. Call 3D Windows and Siding today for your free consultation.
Tri-City Sports Screen Printing has everything you need to show off your school spirit and rep your team, or rep your business. We work closely with every customer to ensure each design looks great and is ready on time. Whether it's on the field, court, or in the office, let Tri-City Sports outfit your team this season. Visit us online at tricitysports.com or stop by our location at 535 Main Street, Quincy.
If you've been in a motor vehicle accident, contact McCleary Law.
There was nowhere to go. We were on the bridge.
All of a sudden, a guy started going over in our lane and hit us head on.
I couldn't even breathe. It was just unbelievable that it even happened.
We needed to get a hold of an attorney, and our first thoughts was to get a hold of Dan McCleary. Everything's pretty easy when you deal with Dan.
He got us way more than we expected to get.
We don't charge anything until we win your case. Call McCleary Law.
Hi, I'm Rory O'Donnell with the O'Donnell Cookson Life Celebration Home. As a Quincy University alum, I understand the impact a local business has on area athletics. That is why the O'Donnell Cookson Life Celebration Home takes pride in supporting local athletic teams. We want to wish all of our area teams the best of luck this season. The O'Donnell Cookson Life Celebration Home of Quincy, supporting local athletics for 5 generations.
Welcome back to Monday Night Hoops, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Schuckman. Again, thanks to all of our guests on the Hess Auto Hotline and for Alex Dance for joining us here in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio. It's been a fun night talking hoops on this Monday night as we hit the end of January. Can you believe at the end of this week, January's over, means we're into February, which means postseason is rapidly approaching, and we've got a lot of teams that could cause some noise in the postseason. It's going to be exciting, it's going to be fun, and it's going to be a challenge to make sure we get to as many games as we possibly can. But we're going to do our best to give you complete coverage as we move forward at MuddyRiverSports.com. And that brings us to all of our coverage from last week, which we had reporters all over the place last week trying to get to as many games as possible, including the Tony Lenzini tournament, the Quincy Shootout, and games here and there. We were at West Hancock Macomb. We'll be at West Hancock again on Tuesday night when they take on Keokuk, big game of the week right there. And then we got some other games. We'll get to more of the schedule stuff to break that down here in a bit. But right now we want to head to the Starry Star of the Week presented by Refreshment Services Pepsi. We do this every week. We honor an area player who's had an impact on their team's success in a big way. You know, we've had a great response, and we've had some great performances through the first 4 weeks. This is week 5 of the 10 weeks we're doing this show. And again, we had a lot of standout performances you could look at. You had Bradley Longcore III of Quincy High School breaking the career three-point record in Friday night's victory over Geneseo. He had a solid game against Saturday night in the loss to Bishop O'Connell in the Quincy Shootout. You had the Monroe City boys winning the Tony Lenzini tournament. You had the South Shelby girls and boys both winning the North Shelby tournament, both beating their county rivals in North Shelby in the championship games of that tournament. But I think we got to go to Palmyra this week to the Tony Lenzini tournament, to one of our guests from earlier tonight for our Starry Star of the Week, and that would be Addie Abel, Highland junior point guard, and the numbers she threw up in leading the Cougars to the championship, impressive. Let's start with the semifinals, where she threw up 25 points and knocked down 4 3-pointers. And again, as Highland beat Monroe City to advance to the championship game. Then in the championship game against Hannibal led 10-5 at the end of the first quarter. Highland went on a 26-10 run, with Abel scoring 16 of those 26 points. She finished with a career-best 26 points, 9 rebounds, 4 3-pointers made, as Highland brings home the Tony Lenzini Tournament Championship. So Addie Abel, this week's Star of the Week, presented by Refreshment Services Pepsi. If you ever have somebody you want to nominate for the Star of the Week, just let me know. All you got to do is reach out to me on social media, email me, find me at a game, tell me what you'd like us to talk about. If you got a guest you'd like us to talk to, throw it at us. You never know who we might be able to get to join us here in studio or on the Hess Auto Hotline. So, again, the Star of the Week, Addie Abel, junior point guard from Highland, after leading the Cougars to the championship of the Tony Lenzini tournament. We're going to take one more break. When we come back, we're going to give you the lowdown for what's happening the rest of this week and get you prepared for what we might have in store for next week as well. So stick around. This is Monday Night Hoops, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
At 3D Windows and Siding, we don't have the huge overhead of a showroom, and that means we pass the savings on to you. Instead, we bring the showroom to you, offering a personalized experience right at your doorstep. With high-quality products at affordable prices, you get the best value without compromising on quality or service. We take pride in using some of the best products on the market, all backed by lifetime warranties. Our communication from start to finish leaves you with a smooth and hassle-free experience. Call 3D Windows and Siding today for your free consultation.
So what separates us most from all the other dealerships is the Toyota brand itself.
Once they buy a Toyota, they never buy anything else. #1 vehicle on the market, the best sedan on the market, some of the best reliable trucks on the market. And our main goal here is to try and get our customers the best payment possible.
We know the process and we pass that along to you.
We're simply looking to buy vehicles off the street.
And we want all makes and models of vehicles.
And you don't even have to buy anything in return. We'll just simply purchase it from you.
We can purchase a vehicle in 10 or 15 minutes or less.
Hey, grab me one too.
Hi, I'm Rory O'Donnell with the O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home. As a Quincy University alum, I understand the impact a local business has on area athletics. That is why the O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home takes pride in supporting local athletic teams. We want to wish all of our area teams the best of luck this season. The O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home of Quincy, supporting local athletics for 5 generations.
Looking for a new hangout or a place to eat? Gabe welcomes you to the Silver Dollar. Delicious menu options, daily lunch and drink specials, and 6 gambling machines. Come hang out on the patio with friends at the Silver Dollar, 7403 Broadway. Gaming and grill up on the hill. Silver Dollar.
About sick of winter, are you? That's the bad news. I don't think the winter's going to end anytime soon. The good news is we have a winter sale, so anything you might be looking for winter is on sale right now at your local Farm Home Supply, including 30% off all Burn outerwear and Noble Outfitters outerwear. And the bird's always hungry. You got a 40-pound bag of black oil sunflower seed for $16.99, or buy more, save more with our suet cakes, 5 for under $5. And keep your handsies and toesies warm. We got 25% off all of our casual shoes or Kinko winter gloves.
Find all these deals and more right now at farmandhomesupply.com.
Red 25.
You're going down.
Say hi.
Life's better when you're under our roof.
I'm open.
Go deep.
Because you'll feel totally protected.
We're #1. Yeah.
Also, your family can pursue their dreams. Bundle life and save up to 25% on home and auto. American Family Insurance.
Welcome back to Monday Night Hoops, powered by Farm and Home Supply. We are breaking down the final stretch of tonight's show. We want to thank you for joining us on this Monday night to talk prep basketball. We thank all our guests for joining us. It's been a fun and enjoyable evening, and I think the week's going to be a lot of fun too as we get going. We wrap up. I know there's already been a couple interesting results posted on social media from games from tonight. We'll get to those here when we get off the air and get that collected and see what's happening actually. And then as the week wears on, we got a lot of action. Quincy High School boys, 3 games this week. At Galesburg on Tuesday, home Friday against Sterling, then Saturday taking on St. Louis Chaminade in the Midwest Crossroads Shootout at Normal West High School. Quincy High girls got a pair of tough road games, going to Galesburg on Thursday and going to Sterling on Saturday. Quincy Notre Dame boys have a 3-game week, starting at home tomorrow night against Illini West, go to Western on Thursday, and go to Monroe City on Saturday. That will be a boys-girls doubleheader. Quincy Notre Dame girls will head over there to Monroe City as well. I believe those games are at 4 and 5:30 or 4 and 6. So that should be a lot of fun because both of those Monroe City teams are having a heck of a year, along with both of the Quincy Notre Dame squads. Around the area, Tuesday night's a big game for West Hancock. And when I say big, you got the big matchup in the middle with Keokuk. So Keokuk going to Warsaw to take on West Hancock. Thursday, a big girls game. Pittsfield girls go to Brown County. You're talking to some of the best young players in the area in Brown County sophomores Kenzie Cassing and Hope Ingram, and Pittsfield freshmen Lincoln McCartney and Reese Ramsey. So you got some of the best young players around going head-to-head on Thursday night in Mount Sterling. So, again, a lot to look forward to this weekend. Again, we're inching closer to the postseason. I know the wrestling postseason is right around the corner. We got the basketball postseason. It will be on us rapidly. So make sure you get out to a game. Make sure you support these kids and these teams, because I'll tell you what, being around the gym all weekend for the Quincy Shootout, talking to kids from a lot of different schools who are there watching, who are there just to check out the basketball. It's a lot of fun, and we've got a lot of great kids in this area, and we teams that deserve some coverage and deserve some credit, and we're doing our best to get to everything we possibly can. And we will be out and about all week. Make sure you check out Shane Holsey. He'll be out and about covering games. Our man Steve Einiger's a little under the weather, so you may not see him out and about. But Ben Marth, Don Krim, and myself will all be getting to as many games as we possibly can and pumping out some copy and some stories. So make sure you check out MuddyRiverSports.com. And remember, we'll be here the next 5 Monday nights getting you prepped for the postseason. And next Monday night, we'll have, again, plenty to talk about and a big week again next week. Got a Quincy High versus Quincy Notre Dame girls game to prepare for. That's a week from tomorrow night. So, again, we'll talk about all that next week. But right now, we got to get ready for this week and a lot of great games ahead. So thank you for taking the time to join us tonight. Another enjoyable show, and we look forward to being with you next Monday night, 8 o'clock, right here from the Refreshment Services Pepsi Studio in downtown Quincy. I'm Muddy River Sports editor Matt Shuckman, and this has been another episode of Muddy Night Hoops, powered by Farm and Home Supply.